everyone, and welcome to the Brewmaster's Draft, a show where we talk a little bit about DotA and a little bit about beer. I will be your host, Flubb, and as always, I'm joined by my ever-talented my ever-talented co-host, Kimbrell. Kimbrell, how you doing today, man?
You can call me your Kimbrell if you want to. I mean, Megan might be a little jealous, but, you know. I'm doing pretty good. I had the day off today. I have to go in tomorrow.
Nice.
Have some committee thing tomorrow, so I figured take off Friday. Easy day. Stream a little bit of DotA, do the draft, drink some beer. So, yeah, pretty good. Things are going pretty good. Week has gone by. The last 2 weeks, for some reason, for me, I'm like, when I get to the end of the week, it's like a mix. Like, man, weeks come by fast, and then I kind of look at the date. Like last week, I said it feels like it should be the 12th. This week, I feel like it should already be mid-January. But so time's like going by fast, but also going by slow for some reason. I don't really know why. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, how are you, Flo?
Good, man. Good. I was actually just got here barely. My girlfriend lives like an hour and a half, basically an hour away, and I had to drive all the way down in like a pretty decent snowstorm for Indiana. So luckily I got here in time. It made an hour-long trip 2 hours and 30 minutes. So yeah.
Man, I wish we had snow. Like it's cold. That's the thing. I walk outside and my balls are frozen. Like it's cold outside. Like this morning, I looked at the temperature. I let my dog out, and it says it's 12 degrees outside. And I looked at her. I was like, I'm just gonna let you out. I'm like, typically we let her out. We live in an apartment, so she'll run downstairs and go by herself.
Yeah.
And I'll go walk down there with her. No, today I was like, you just go outside. I trusted her enough. Because if I knew if she tried to run off, she'd realize how cold it was and be like, yeah, I made a mistake. I'm running back. So, yeah, man. So if it's going to be this damn cold, I wish we had something to go with it, like a little bit of snow. That way tomorrow I could be like, I'm snowed in. I can't make it to work or something. Because in Oklahoma, I don't know if you know this. It might be the same in Indiana. I don't know. But our road services are terrible. So when it snows, they're just like, nah, we'll wait till it's done snowing or icing, and then we'll try to clear everything. And so everybody's like almost guaranteed a day off school or work or something.
Usually it's the first snow, like the first or second snow, like we're just like not prepared at all for it. And then once we get our act together, it's actually pretty decent around here for roads and stuff like that. Yeah. But sorry, go ahead.
Here it's like the weatherman will say, hey, it's supposed to snow. And there's been a few times where they've had like this death day of snow incoming for Oklahoma, and then not shit happens. So I think people are a little lax whenever they announce snow. They're like, it's not going to snow. And then when it actually snows and ice, we get more ice than we do snow. But when it actually does something, it's like, shit.
Well, is that kind of that? This time, too, people were freaking the hell out because actually our weather's been so weird lately. Yesterday, it got up to 50 and it was raining all day. And then, like, during the night, it went all the way down to, like, 20. And it started just snowing. So, like, it's, like, that great, like, layer of, like, 2 inches of ice and then, like, I want to say, like, 5 or 6 inches of snow.
Man, that's when you get out. That makes me think of, like, my childhood when we had like, a four-wheeler. And it would have like a thick layer of ice and then all the snow. We'd just go get the four-wheeler out, put a sled on the back of it. Just like, I lived in a small town, so it was a blast. You just go through the yard, the back roads and stuff, and just pulling people, and then you could let go of the rope and your sled would just take off past the four-wheeler. It's definitely a little dangerous, but it was a lot of fun. So.
I feel like we're showing our true colors here, Kimbrell. We are the redneck podcast.
That is fine, all right? I'm from Oklahoma, of course. I got a little redneck in there somewhere. Not a big country music fan, but there's some redneck just chilling.
Just living deep in your bones. I totally understand that too. That's exactly how I am. I hate country as well. I think that's why we get along so well. Is we're in the same type of situation, but we still have that little bit of country in us. But yeah, man, everything's been going great. How's your games go today? How'd the DotA games go?
1-1, lost one. The second one, I lost. I thought we were going to win. I was playing Jakiro against a Bloodseeker Pudge lane, and I had a Monkey King in my lane. And just killing them. I mean, you got the slow Bloodseeker. He can't punch anything because he's slowed so much, so he can't heal. And they just die. And then I look and I forget we have an off lane Viper Omni, which sounds really good, but neither of them are really farming. Omni goes like a Midas, and I don't really know what the plan was, but anyway, they ended up just taking over farm wise, and they had a Storm Spirit that was really bad, but somehow just won.
Yeah.
But the first game was a lot of fun. What did I play? Oh, I played Viper. I played mid Viper. They picked TA, and I'm like, okay, TA and PA, and I'm like, all right, easy game.
I applaud you. I would do the exact same thing, but you are a jerk, sir.
That's fine. I went AFK after I won that game to go get do some dishes and get a drink, and I came back in, and they were still like in the post game chat. They were still yelling at each other in a different language that I didn't know, and I was just like, oh, this is great. Like, I know that they're arguing and fighting. It's the best.
I didn't know this. He's my evil side, I guess. I'm the good side. Kimbrell's my yin to my yang, or whatever the reference is there. But no, that's good, man. I actually have been doing pretty well this week myself. I know you already know this. Maybe the listeners don't, though. I actually got my 4th star this week so I'm Divine 4. And I'm actually have been winning more on top of that. I'm actually like my MMR is almost back to where it was before. It's like 5,680. So like that's pretty good. Hopefully I can get up to 5,7, almost 5,8 again. By hopefully this next week and get back to where I truly was before. And if I can get Divine 5, man. Oh my gosh.
That'd be awesome. I watched that game, and you left your game and it popped up Divine 4, and you're like, yeah, let's go.
Well, the thing was like I was definitely not expecting it because I just hit Divine 3, and then I won 4 games like back to back, and I immediately popped Divine 4, and I was like, oh my god, what is this?
The ranking system's weird, man. Like I think Kyra jumped from Ancient 1 to Ancient 5 or something like that. He feels like he's a couple wins out from Divine, and I haven't played with that kid in a while, but but I'm like, I mean, you're right there, dude. You can get Divine, and then he lost like 3 games. I was like, never mind. Sorry, that's like I guess that's your line.
Yeah, there's always that line that you reach that you gotta like try to persevere over again, but that one might be Divine 5 for me.
Kind of going on a different tangent. Last night I played with LIT. Something turtles. I want to say lactose intolerant turtles, but it could also be something. Okay,
that's it.
I played with them yesterday. That actually was a lot of fun. It was SA Migs, Condor, and I think Gabe Gonzo was subbing as well. And we played the team that won that bracket, that league last season. So I didn't expect, I was going into it kind of worried. But our first draft, SA drafted pretty well. We talked about the draft way earlier in the morning, and we had to change a couple picks, but it actually went over pretty well. A lot of minus armor. It was a lot of fun. And then the second game, not so much. It was one of those games where it's like we have all these great heroes, but they need one item. Like I had Earthshaker, he needs a blink. We had Sand King, he needs a blink. We had Jug, he needs just a little bit to play early. And then we had a Viper mid. They last picked Razor and they picked Medusa, so we got a little outdrafted. But we could have won if we were able to farm our items up, and just weren't able to. They kept on running at us early, and so some of us weren't able to farm what we needed. And
were you playing an 82L because it was just like a best of 2? Or okay,
82L was just a best of 2. So we played 2 and we won the first one. The second one, it seemed like it was okay, and then it kind of spiraled out of control. And then there was a Roche fight. I felt like it could turn around, and there was a little miscommunication, which is expected. I figured that would happen. We have, you have 2 subs on a team, on a new team. But we had AA with us, and so we wanted to put the Vortex inside of Roche, and then Sand King jump in, all while AA all goes in, and all that fun stuff. And we didn't get the Vortex in. Danking jumped, and then we realized, and then AA was like, my ult's like 2 seconds until my ult, and it's like, shit.
Oh,
So
man.
they like threw down a Disruptor ult, threw down a Medusa ult, and so it just kind of all just went to shit. And it's like, all right, well, that's probably game, but anyway, we pulled one away from the team that won it last season. I keep on saying year, but last season. So it was really cool. Those guys were excited. I was happy to be able to sub for them.
Yeah, cool. You said you played?
I played the 4. I played Venge the first game, and then the second game I played Earthshaker. And yeah, Jacoboski in the chat says, you're welcome for the first game draft. He did help us out with that draft. We were talking in chat. And he was there throwing out some heroes and helping us out.
Gucci special. All right, cool.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I miss playing in tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm pretty sure we can say the pandas are dead. I popped into chat one day and I was like, dead team, and everyone chimed in. Nameless is here, but he can agree with me. Oh, just brought me a water bottle. He can agree with me. Everyone chimed in and was like, no, let's play. And then we all played and we lost 2 really, really bad games. And it was just like, all right, dead team.
Yeah, that always hurts.
Depressing. So
yeah.
And then Kyra is here too as well. So they both know but anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not in a similar place, but Zombies is also hurting a little bit right now with losing both Vafa and Skrunks, but you know, we'll find some new players, go around from there. There's a lot of people that are wanting to try out, so it's a lot of fun getting all that going again.
If you want to yell at a person and get tired of them diving, but they're also pretty, skillful, there is a Kyrai just chilling out there.
There is. He is more divey than me, which is something to say because everyone always yells at me for being too divey. So maybe I should just introduce him to the team. People are like, wait, what? You're more divey than Flubb. What's going on? But yeah, Kyrai, you are great, man. But you can always try out for the team. Always try out. I have mad respect for anyone that was on Pandas. So, yeah. Anyway, I want to talk about some more stuff, but it is kind of running long here. We have almost gotten to the 15-minute mark. That's why I usually like to end up. But is there anything else that you want to talk about that happened to you this week? That's anything special?
No. I don't think so. Made me think, and now I'm like, let's see what happened. I don't think so. Oh, not special, but it's actually kind of funny. Megan came home on lunch today. We had a sandwich. We had that like multi-grain bread or whatever. Mm-hmm. She was trying to pick out a piece of grain from her. She has a permanent retainer on the back of her bottom teeth, and she was trying to pick out something. And it's not funny because it's kind of serious, but it is also funny at the same time. But she pulled part of her retainer loose. And so now she has to go to the dentist, but she was like freaking out, and I was just like, probably shouldn't have picked that. She's like, shut the fuck up.
Oh man, the quick pokes that you can get in are the best, man. Oh man, that's great. But I honestly, this week has been a little bit boring for me. My arm's getting better. I've been trying to take it easy. Besides the DotA stuff, that's really all that's really going on with my life. But I am excited for my beer this week. I know maybe Kimbrell's not so much, but I am incredibly excited, and I really want to get this going. I want to open it up. I've been wanting to open it up since we started this podcast. I'm going to go first, Kimbrell, just because I got to.
Yeah,
this is from Brew Rebellion. It's one of the beers that Frozen, got to thank him again. Shout out to Frozen for sending one of these big packages for me. But it's called the Brew Rebellion. It's called Saturday Morning Cartoons Breakfast Cereal Milk Stout. Right? Like, it is breakfast cereal milk stout. Like, it has a little TV on it. It is incredible. Like, it's like the old style, like, looking TV, like, colored background. I'm going to try to hold it up again. And then on top, I got to show this off because this is super cool. There's wax, right, to like cover on top of it. And it's got Fruit Loops, or like things that look like Fruit Loops, stuck in it, so it looks like milk with Fruit Loops on top.
I was gonna ask you if you tasted it yet, because like my go-to cereal when I was a kid and watching cartoons, I'd get my big old bowl of like Fruity Pebbles. That was it every time. Fruity Pebbles or the peanut butter Captain Crunch or whatever. Every time.
He actually gave me one. I had to break it out because my buddy told me that he got engaged, and I broke it out on a different occasion because I had to do something special. But it was a peanut butter stout. Oh, dude, it was so good. I should have drank some on the show, but it was incredible. Another Brew Rebellion special. What about you? What are you drinking on today?
Today is leftover day. And if you don't know what leftover day is, let me tell you, leftover day is when you have a wife and she bitches at all the beer you have in your fridge and says, get this beer out of here or I'm going to throw it all away. And then I think that's,
That's a lot of money.
$40 worth of beer. So I'm having leftovers. Today I'm drinking you remember, I think it was a month ago, maybe a month and a half. I had the Tropical and Tart Avery Brewing Company beer. I don't know after that as well, but this one I think I got like a 4 or something. It's really good, really smooth.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm having today, and I'll probably continue to drink throughout the night. And so, if anybody knows, I'm on a diet, and so tonight I might have a very small dinner and be on a beer diet and drinking all of that and getting drunk playing DotA or PUBG or something. So.
Oh man, see, I don't know if you've ever heard of you've watched RT podcast before, right, or anything like that?
Yeah.
One of the guys on there, I used to be a really big fan of theirs. I actually have one of their shirts. Their old podcast was called The Drunk Tank, and I got an old shirt when it was still The Drunk Tank. And one of the guys, Jeff, which like never shows up anymore, because he's on a different thing, but he went on a diet that was just like like alcohol and like very little food, and that's like what he did to lose weight, but he didn't give up alcohol, and he just like slowly like turned into a zombie, man. I swear. It is the weirdest thing. He like kept drinking, so he was drunk, but he like was losing weight. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Yeah.
That's really weird. I'll probably finish 1 or 2 of these, go to the gym, and then come back or something. I don't know. I'll probably go to the gym tomorrow. But I never really paid attention to how much, like, I'm doing the whole calorie count thing, so I never really paid attention to how much was in beer. And then I looked one day, and I was like, great.
Yeah. So, but I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, There's no way I can give it up.
No. My buddy, one of my buddies has gone on like a pretty strict, crazy diet. Like he's in crazy shape right now. Goes to the gym at 4:00 in the morning every morning. Completely give up beer and all that. And I'm just like, how? Like, you were an alcoholic pretty much like a year and a half ago, and now you don't drink beer at all. And he'll drink it from time to time, but he's just like, no, man, it's just not in my life. I replaced that with a gym. I was like, wish I could do that. That'd be great. I like it too much. It's not like I drink it every day, but the occasional one is just it's nice. So
yeah,
the occasional few. So
for sure. I mean, that's why we do on the podcast. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so we've discussed our beers, kind of talked about it a little bit. I'm already very excited. This beer is very delicious. But we'll go further into the show at this point. Kimbrell, did you set up the
I've
thing
got
already?
It set up right now.
Okay.
I'll send you an invite.
I will switch over to the DotA screen then. Switching over. I kind of just want to give you the first one.
No. Let's keep doing it. I have a good feeling about today.
Okay.
I have a good feeling.
Kimbrell has a good feeling, folks.
We'll see. Probably not. Captain's mode. We're back to captain's mode. Captain's draft is over. Who the hell won? Who won captain's draft? I should know this.
Secret, right?
Oh God. Yeah, secret. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers. That was my spoiler alert after the spoiler alert question.
We're just gonna be known as the cast that just like ruins all DotA content right before it happens. Right after it happens, I guess, not right before.
All right.
Yes.
It's never. I want a counter. So we need to have a counter. Someone needs to start discounting. every time Flubb wins the freaking toss.
It's 8 now.
Is it?
It's 8.
8 in a row?
Yeah.
God, man. Okay, so you pick whichever show that you picked. Okay.
I kind of want to go a little bit different this week. I'm going to do first pick.
All right. I'm going to take Radiant.
I did it last week, but...
All right. Start the game.
AG puts a very good point, though, in the comments. He said, did Secret win or did VG throw?
This is very true.
5 seconds left now.
Alright, so we're starting it up. I have made the mistake recently, when I was playing the other night, not banning this hero. I just don't want to deal with it. I'm going to ban out Omni Knight.
Enemy's turn to ban.
That's a good man. The hero's really annoying. We actually played last night against it. He was off lane, and our carry at the time was like, yeah, I'm doing okay. And I looked down there, I was like, oh no, we're not doing okay. Please don't. Omni Knight's pain to deal with in the off lane. I'm going to get rid of Clockwork.
Turn to ban. Hello.
It's a good ban. It's a good ban. Okay. Need some beer.
10 seconds to pick your hero.
So if that's what I'm worried about, because I have this new idea that's kind of like developed on what's been happening lately in my drafts. I'm gonna ban Rasta.
Ooh, enemy's turn to ban, baby.
I'm gonna ban Medusa. I feel like she's actually pretty strong.
Your turn to ban.
And played against her, I think, probably 3 times now in the last 2 days. It's just a pain in the ass to deal with. I mean, if you're able to punish her in lane, then that's great. But eventually, she's gonna get farm.
Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds left to pick a hero. 5 seconds, Morty. It'll be fine.
These bans are a little weird because I'm going down a different idea because there's all these different heroes that I'm like popping through my head. But I don't really mind if you get them, which is weird. I'm going to ban Beastmaster.
Enemy's turn to ban.
I think that's good.
I'm going to ban Underlord. Just one of those tanky off lanes that just exists and makes your life hell in the safe lane. Or it can make your off lane's life hell if you decide like to aggro try or something.
Okay, so here's my idea to start it off, and it's kind of something that I touched on this week as I was playing. If those of you who are watching me this week play the games, but I'm basically going to break down this draft and explain why Silencer is such a good hero in this meta. I'm going to pick him up right now.
I was like, I really hope you pick him right now, because
you may pick him.
Explain why Silencer is good right now, and then not pick him. All right. I'm gonna start out with the Vengeful pick, and Silencer. The streams I've been watching you play, he's been as a 5 or a 4, so I don't think I have to worry. Like,
10 seconds to pick your hero, you moron. 5 seconds, Morty. It'll be fine.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with an axe off lane.
Okay.
Hinsvo in chat is asking, what are we doing? Is it a practice draft? It's kind of like that. We just pretty much like Gucci said.
You really gotta
start. It's kind of like a podcast, and we put it up on SoundCloud and Stitcher, and then we stream it here and put it on YouTube as well. We just draft versus each other, talk about our drafts and why we think this one would beat this one, or why we think it's good or bad, or what we would change. And while doing that, we drink some beers and just hang out. So Excuse to be alcoholics. Yes, pretty much. I mean, I'll yeah.
Pretty much, my friend. Okay, I'm gonna do a second pick of
Ooh,
Nyx.
enemy's turn to ban, baby.
It's not the best versus those two right there, but does offer me a lot of stun.
I'm gonna
Your
ban a
turn to
lich.
ban.
It was pretty good. Denying that range creep is always good, and it's especially for mid. And he can just kind of help propel your mid.
I'm gonna ban
Enemy's turn
Am.
to ban.
It's a good ban. And then I'm gonna ban.
Your turn to ban.
Gyrocopter.
I'm gonna ban Viper.
Man, Rick, the enemy's turn to pick. Relax.
pick a
hero.
I had a pick in mind, but with Silencer Nyx, I don't know if I want to actually pick it up.
10 seconds to pick your hero, you moron. 5 seconds, Morty. It'll be fine. Your turn to
pick up a
bro.
Mirana.
Okay.
You really got to pick a hero. You got 10 seconds left. Yeah, 5 seconds left now.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick up a Lone Druid.
Enemy's turn to pick.
Lone Druid. All right.
Your turn to pick, bro.
We pick Visage or Visage, however you want to say it.
You really got to pick a hero. You got 10 seconds left. You better pick your hero. 5 seconds.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up TA as my
Enemy's turn to ban,
fourth
baby.
pick.
Okay.
Uh, 10 seconds to pick your hero.
Just curious if you're running the Lone Druid. Assuming I've seen it run off lane.
5 seconds left now.
Or you can run a safe lane solo. You have Nyx Silencer. Mm-hmm. Van Troll.
Interesting.
So just assuming you're Lone Druid's off lane, but
Yeah.
uh,
I think I have some tools to deal with it, but I just don't want your team to be incredibly strong because of it. So I'm going to ban out Drow.
Turn to pick.
QC.
And then, last but not least, I'm going to pick up the Monkey King.
The Monkey King. What a gross hero.
Very.
You really got to pick a hero. You got 10 seconds left.
Well, I went for it. I had to change up a hero.
5 seconds, Morty. It'll be fine.
But even Jacoboski gave me a shout out in chat. He said, I see you, Kimbrell. I went with the draft that we did yesterday.
Hey,
I thought it was actually really strong. I changed up the one hero.
Oh,
but...
you picked.
Oh, no. That's my bad. I forgot to pause. Oh, yeah.
That's okay. So we're just going to have to... Can we actually pause here? Let's pause here. If you can.
I hate that they... Like, I like this screen that we have here, but I hate that we can't somehow showcase all the heroes that we have without pausing.
Yeah, me too. I also, like, we need to see the bans, too, because that's, like, plays into the draft so much.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So you want to talk about your draft first, or do you want to talk about mine?
You can talk about yours. You sounded pretty, like you were excited to talk about yours and Silencer, so...
Yeah.
Why don't you just go over yours?
Okay, cool. So the way I started out this draft is that you're basically going to be dealing with a lot of things that are kind of the problems that exist in the draft already. Rasta is someone that's kind of just this really, really strong hero in drafting, and a lot of people like to pick it up. Not only just Kimbrell does like to pick it up, but there's a lot of people in the meta that just use it as a crux in their strategy. Like, okay, we're going to put them on a timer somewhat with wards always. There's not a lot of heroes that can deal with the wards. They just exist. He has a lot of push out potential for any offlaner. You get like any other stun with him. He's just a guaranteed, like, okay, that lane just dies if anyone goes to it. So there's a lot of play with him, and I honestly think that he's a very strong ban in the beginning if you're trying to like play around with it. There's still a lot of heroes out there that can still work well, but it does throw a wrench into the system versus drafts that people have set up like ahead of time. If you have these like target bans that exist in the beginning. The other guys that I banned, I'm trying to recall right now. I banned Omni because Omni's just an asshole and just I don't want to deal with him. He also like kind of deals with the pressure of what Silencer offers. So I took him out of the draft because of that. He has a heal. He can kind of like chase down the Silencer a little bit. You can also like take off of the silence and his curse by putting the shield on yourself. Yes, you'll hurt yourself, but at least you'll be immune to the magical damage after the fact. So there's like kind of a play that you can have there, and it's good to not have him in the system. Also, I think the last guy that I did was someone that was really good versus Silencer as well. I'm trying to remember, but I can't at this moment. Maybe someone in chat can like tell me here real quick. But anyway, the idea of picking up Silencer in the current meta is that when the heroes that you think are really good right now, what do you think of? For me personally, I think Medusa is one, and Kimbrell did ban her out, so that there's a problem right there. I think of Medusa, AM, I think of CK, I think of Tinker, I think of Storm, Brewmaster. A lot of these heroes, and like half of those heroes, generally have a very strong hatred for Silencer. Like Brewmaster, Storm Spirit, Tinker all really hate hate that hero. There's not a lot that you can do about it. You are forced to build certain items versus him that you don't necessarily want to build. Like, you slow down Storm Spirit so much if you have a silencer on the team. And then, if they do pick it, then you just make sure that you have enough lockdown, enough tools to take care of him other than that. That's why I have Nyx, I have a Monkey King stun, I have Lone Druid's Scare that he does. So I have a lot of different ways that I can still deal with him. It's just not... And I still have slows to slow him down even when he's feared. So there's a little bit of play all over the place with this draft, but the main crux of it is Silencer. And not only do you have all these heroes, but you also heroes that are good that's good versus in the current meta, but you also have a way to stop out team fighting. So you don't want to pick up the Sand King, you don't want to pick up Tide Hunter versus the Silencer. You don't want to pick up these guys that just like, okay, we win if I hit R, and I get a good blink, or I just not even if we get a good blink, because he hits R better than any other hero in the game if done correctly. I've gotten a lot of MMR from it lately, and it really pushes the draft to go in a certain direction that you control. And if you have first pick, that's what the first pick should be doing. It should be pushing the draft in a way that you can control off of the very beginning, off of one hero. Because otherwise, you are definitely determined on where the draft is going by the first two picks, because usually the first two picks are meta picks on the side of the second pick, and really force the draft in a certain direction. So that's kind of like the whole process of what I was going down. So then I banned AM later on, because AM you can deal with in the beginning, but obviously he gets a Manta, and then it's like Silencer is worthless. He's actually like kind of a hindrance then, because AM just focuses him every fight, and then it's a mega bomb on top of someone because his intelligence pool is so big, and actually gets bigger because he steals intelligence. So that's what's important about taking out AM. You can still deal with it if someone picks up AM early though, because you can also have like Bloodseeker and things like that. But there's a lot of play that you have. I also the reason why I'm going with the picks that I did, I picked up Nyx because you have to have someone that has a lot of stun, because you don't have enough stun with Silencer. So Nyx has 2 stuns technically, and you either need that or you need Lion or something like that. And Nyx is just more tanky and can be in other lanes. So that's why I have those 2 set up in the very beginning. I then go into pretty much anything from there, but what I would like to do is guys that dominate lanes. So I have these guys that are basically like, okay, if you have team fight, you're going to have to deal with them. And they screw up your team fight to basically make sure that my one-on-ones get a fair shake. So I have Lone Druid, possibly one of the best one-on-ones in the game. TA, possibly one of the best one-on-ones in the game. And Monkey King, another. Whenever it's set up versus a melee, one of the best one-on-ones versus in the game. The only guy that's really a problem for most of them is Viper. And I took him out as well. So, like, looking at my draft, that's what I'm going towards, right? I'm trying to funnel the draft into a certain area and then pick the best in that area that I possibly can. Yeah, so that was my concept of the draft today. And I think it matched up pretty well versus you. And how I would lane Kimbrell is I would actually have my Silencer up top with my Monkey King, hopefully going up versus your Axe, unless you switch it up. I would then have a duo off lane of Lone Druid and Nyx. I'd have Nyx maybe rotate mid for the very beginning and then rotate bottom to start helping out. But with that new creep pool that you can do, I think it's very good to do still with Bear. You can use your Bear to go down at the first lane, the first wave in the off lane. You can generally go up there, meet it, pull it all the way back behind your tier 2 tower, and hit level 2. You can still do that with Bear. That's been like first done with Lone Druid. So it actually makes it easier, and you can actually pull it with Bear all the way up to the front of your tower and still keep the momentum on your side of the lane. Or you can still pull it behind. It doesn't matter either way. But yeah, it's really nice to do with Bear, and then he needs some potential to exist in lane after he hits level 2. Because he hits level 2, he needs to hit level 3 to be able to work. So you won't hit it as fast, but at least we'll put some potential down there. And I can hopefully force out your mid with a Nyx and TA. Which I was thinking was going to be a Visage, if I was thinking right. But I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that's my draft.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The Nyx pickup. I thought about picking up Nyx, and then it didn't really fit into what I wanted. And then I thought you'd probably be running the silencer as a 5, so I didn't know how much of that explosion damage he would be able to get off. And it would pretty much just be countering one of your heroes. Nyx wouldn't really counter a lone Druid, Templar, and Monkey if that's the way you still went after I picked him. So, so I ended up not picking him. But yeah, the last night, I wanted to go with the draft we picked up last night because I thought it was actually pretty good. I think the only differences was instead of Luna, we had Medusa, and instead of Mirana, we had an Witch Doctor. But it went over pretty well. Like I said, it was like a 28-minute game, I think, and I thought, might as well try it here, see what your thoughts are on it as well. We discussed it in their team chat. We thought the Vengeful Luna, like that's a classic anyway. We have the Visage as well. That's just really good. The birds hit for a crap ton. It's a lot of minus armor already going on. The Luna has a stun. The Vengeful has a stun. The Witch Doctor yesterday had a stun. I have Mirana now. But she obviously has a stun. I think with the Mirana, I'd run her as the 4, and I would probably do a magic build with her. I know it's not as popular nowadays, but I have 0 magic damage coming out. I already have quite a bit of physical, and quite a bit of minus armor. So having that extra burst with the magic damage coming from her, she can provide a lot of magic damage if you're able to get some farm on her. Which I think playing with the same team, when I practice with them, I know not all games go like this, but I ended up going like I think I ended up having the most farm that game too, but I ended up going like Kaya, Ags, Arcane Boots, E-Blade, and Dagon, and it just put out so much damage that they weren't really able to, other team wasn't able to deal with it, and we had a pretty nice, pretty major comeback. I want to say it was about, 20k comeback, so it was a lot of fun. But anyway, I think having her have some pretty good, and then I needed some initiation with the Axe. So having Axe jump in, I think, can be pretty good, especially versus your 3 melee. And TA is kind of she has range, but obviously she's a little close range than most range heroes. So anyway, I think your draft's pretty good. The lone Druid actually bothers me. Like you said, all 3 of your cores are kind of they're just lane winners unless they get crapped on by certain heroes like a Viper or something. So Axe is going to have a bad time. He's going to have to kind of soak. I don't want a duo. I want to try to have my Venge and Luna. I was going to think about aggressive trying, but with the Mirana, I'm not really able to do that. I can, but I kind of want her roaming mid to help the Visage, and hopefully he can kill TA. Especially when they hit 6 and he has his birds. So hopefully they can lock him down and throw out an arrow, get a kill. Anyway, so anyway, my initiation is either Vengeful, or if you hit like a nice arrow or something, obviously.
You said Vengeful swap, or sorry, the
yeah.
For those of you who are wondering what's going on, the light's flashing right now and Kimbrell's voice cutting in and out. I think the snow is like really screwing up with the power right now, so I'm should be fine, but like sorry for it like going in and out right now. Sorry, Kimbrell.
That's all right. But yeah, the Vengeful Spirit swap would be a good initiation tool along with the Axe if you need it. Vengeful swap on like the core that the farm core, and you want to kill it, and then Axe can call the rest of the heroes trying to converge. I think that's always a good thing. Then you have the Luna ult. If you choose to go Ags, which I don't think you want to here, I think if you're going to push with the Visage, you kind of want to go just into the typical Manta, Hurricane Pike, BKB, Mask of Madness, all that stuff. But anyway, my main goal is just to push the head. And team fight wise, you have Silencer. I don't think there's many things that I like. I need to get a couple things off, but a lot of it deals with the birds and right clicking and the Luna, and just hitting our stuns at correct times. So silence does definitely still interrupt a lot of stuff. Like if Axe blinks in and you silence, he can't call. Like that turns a team fight completely. So those small abilities, low cooldown abilities, being silenced does kind of suck. Or if I swap somebody and then you just immediately silence and we can't lock them down or anything, wasted swap, and then the Vengeful is just probably dead. So yeah, I think silence is really good. It was your first pick. I think he kind of craps on my team, if we try to team fight, it just kind of depends on timing. I think if you have, say, and it happens, you blow a silence or something like that, and then we immediately take a team fight. Or if you use a silence or one, and you only manage to get one hero, then we take a team fight. But I think pushing early versus you is really good. You have 2 heroes that want to farm pretty well. Monkey King needs some farm, but in order to fight early, he doesn't need a crap ton because his ult's pretty good and his Jingu's pretty good. So, but with TA Lone Druid, I feel like you need a decent amount of farm. So I think just taking it to you early as possible, is probably my best bet. And then trying to avoid team fights, but pick-offs are really, really good. So smoke plays on my team, I think, are probably really good. And you want to definitely carry Dust for the Nick, obviously. But yeah, that's my team.
Yeah, I like certain aspects of your team a lot. I think that it has a lot of potential. So, real quick, you're having Venge, Luna, and Visage on your safe lane, right? And then Axe in the off lane, and what was it, mid again?
I was gonna put the Visage mid.
Visage was mid. I'm sorry, and then
have a roaming Mirana with the but the Mirana
right.
probably be in lane with the Vengeful Luna for just a little bit if she needs to be.
Okay. And she's going for the magic build, huh? I just don't know if she would get enough like farm.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know if that's the issue, is if she doesn't get enough farm. If my team's able to take the towers like we want to, if she's able and you're able to get that extra gold lead, then she should be able to have room to farm, and she should have gold from building gold as well. So
that's very true.
So hopefully she's able to farm. If not, then I don't know. You maybe change it up. I don't really know what you want to do from there.
Yeah.
So it kind of depends on that early pressure, and see how much we can really push you guys. And if there's a limit, and it breaks, and we're able to take high ground, then great. If not, and you guys push back, your team definitely wins. If it goes past a certain time, I would say probably, I don't know, 30 minutes, you think?
I think if it gets past that 25-minute mark, I feel pretty comfortable. Because I would definitely have Radiance up by then. Because I mean, it doesn't seem like it with an off lane Lone Druid, but I'm able to put a lot of pressure down there. And really, I could actually move the Silencer either mid or the next down there. Because like when I first picked up Lone Druid, it was like, okay, I could possibly use it versus Axe, or I could use it off lane, and that one special move. And I was like, well, if I took out Drow, then I don't think that they could push too hard. And that's why I went with what I did. I went with the Monkey King. But obviously there's always Luna, and I did forget about that, so there could be some easy tempo early push that can like just kind of disrupt what I'm wanting to accomplish here, for sure. Though I still think high ground is going to be hard for you to take. Yeah, you could have some sentries. And like my push is actually not too bad. Like Lone Druid.
Oh no, you have really good push. You're gonna have like a Deso on TA, and then Lone Druid just melts things. So
right. So I can split push pretty well too. Like I can still get farm while you're like 5-manning too, if I do it correctly.
That's the main problem that I run into, is if I 5-man and we're not able to break through that high ground, and you say you lose all your tier 1s, tier 2s, all that sucks. But I can't break through that tier 3 and start taking down the shrines and get even more of a gold lead and let Mirana have more of that damage. And you guys are able to split up and still farm and all that. Then there's always that point in a game where things just turn around and you're able to actually start living through fights, and you're able to actually take fights and kill me, and then team wipe me and take Roche and then push high ground. Like, so yeah, I would say, like you said, 25 minutes or so. If we don't have a significant lead and haven't tried to break through high ground or haven't accomplished it, I think the game's over.
Yeah.
But Gushi said in chat, like with Luna Venge, it isn't terribly hard.
Right, because you have all that damage.
Yeah.
Right. It's all static damage that are getting buffed on top of each other, and it does make a lot of sense. But like, it's about like if you can get the picks too, and like if I can get picks where I need to, and they still have to get farm. Like that's the thing, Gushi, that I think that your draft is good, Kimbrell, and I think that this draft measures up well in certain environments. But like right now in the meta, like there's so much farm that needs to be had before people can be useful. Like grouping up in 5-manning is not quite as beneficial just because of how like the experience goes and how um, denying is such a factor in the very beginning. If I can make all my lanes successful or somewhat successful, then it really pushes you in the fact of like you have to push and you have to push with less materials than you normally would in other metas. Um, so I think that it could, and I don't think that you're like at a disadvantage here. I think that your strategy is a smart way to approach mine, but it's definitely less than what you guys are putting forth. I think towards this scenario because you don't have the items as quickly in this meta unless you're getting last hits because kills don't mean jack.
Right, but I also think the team that I have to rotate a little more, even as three, I think, because you have a Nyx, Monkey King. Like I guess I don't know. I just, in my opinion, I feel like your TA Lone Druid needs a decent amount of farm in
Yeah.
order to put out. Like she needs a Blink and probably a Deso or a Dragon Lance or something
Mm-hmm.
to help get kills. So I feel like with like Mirana, Vengeful, Visage, and Axe, like those four should be able to just run around and get pickoffs if they need to, and then you can group as five and push. The Visage and Vengeful alone can push a tower down, or with the other four, those four can push a tower while Luna helps push a tower and then backs if she needs to. Um, so I mean, we're not. I don't think we have to run completely as five, like from like 10 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a point where you do like if when Luna gets her manta, like you want to start trying to push and trying to break through that high ground. So I don't think the entire early game we're running as five, but there will be a point. And then, like I said, we're running as five, and we don't break through that tier 3 and try to take your barracks. Then yeah, there's an issue because you're running as five. I'm running as five. I'm losing XP while your other heroes are gaining XP and solo gold and getting all that farm elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a point where that XP kind of switches over to where you're in the advantage, I think. So
Yeah, definitely. I do think though one thing about your draft that's really cool is that I was prepping to get stacks, and have this mobility to move out from my safe lane so that I can pressure and stack and things like that with my supports, do a little bit more with my supports than what they normally could do, and um, you can take them. You can take
yeah,
them really easily. So that's the thing that's more of a problem for me is like I probably wouldn't even stack my off lane ancients. I would probably only stack the ones that are in safe lane, and I'd really have to keep mid alive and well. Like if you rush down mid and then forced like went around and then took my ancient stack, that would be the biggest problem for me. In my eyes. But I do like your idea. I think it offers a lot to the table. I think Axe has got nothing though. Like there's no way he
yeah.
ever wins anything
No,
this game.
no. All lane, each lane that he goes to, he's a circle. So I think you take the farm you can get, you take the XP you can get, try to get up to probably level 2 Helix, and then head to the jungle and try to farm your blink as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe at that point, the Mirana can take over your lane if you need to, um, and just start trying to poke and last hit where you can and get hits with arrows. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, Axe is going to have a bad time in whatever lane.
Yeah, it's true. And then that kind of pulls off pressure, but it doesn't pull off pressure. I don't know. It's kind of a back and forth. Mirana is able to at least poke the Monkey King too, so there is that. And without having PMS, it's not as good to have Monkey King up there by himself versus a ranged hero. So
Yeah,
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
That's cool though,
I
man.
think I think the Gucci made a good point. Having the Witch Doctor yesterday in the draft when we drafted that was actually pretty nice instead of the Mirana, because it allowed the Vengeful to roam, and Vengeful is a guaranteed stun if she's able to get up to somebody. Mirana, if she gets the stun and it's a long arrow, nice. It's freaking they're stunned forever. But
Right.
if she misses it, then it's kind of like, okay, well, game's over for just about 10 seconds. So, and the Witch Doctor was nice just for that extra lockdown and lane with Luna. You position them correctly, you hit the lunar beam, and then hit the range creep or hit the hero and try to get the balances between the range creep and the hero. It's pretty nice. So
It's true, but I would also say that Nyx would be his first target then. Like, I would eat him alive because he has no health.
Yeah, I wanted AA as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm alright. Throw out an ult and silences your ult's list of getting killed by Nyx. It's not fun.
Yeah, definitely. All right, cool. Well, is there anything else you want to kind of say about these drafts at all? You kind of want to wrap it up here, or?
I don't have anything. I think we touched on quite a bit, actually.
Okay. I do want to
weird items. I don't think so.
I do want to mention some of my own stuff. I would definitely suggest. I don't have a true initiator this game. My best initiator is a Nyx, and if you're ever depending on Nyx to initiate, you need to get a blink dagger on him. So, for those of you who are looking to do a draft that's similar to mine, very much consider that for your Nyx player. Make sure that he has a blink. I think blink Nyx is stronger in most scenarios than a Midas Nyx, especially in the support role. So try to look out for that.
Yeah, I used to go Aether Blink, but now with the Aether changes, like the distance on his stun's great, and on the mana drain's great, but I kind of picked it up for that and the extra damage.
Spell damage, yep.
Yeah, but now that it's not there, I go Blink. Sometimes I'll go Earn Blink, but typically I just Blink out of Arcanes. So.
Mm-hmm. Earn's just so good right now. You have to have it on someone. Nyx is a fine carrier for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, totally. All right, cool. Well, I don't want to last too long here. Coming close to an hour here, so we're going to close out the show. If you guys would like to help us out, you can always like or subscribe to any of our videos. You can go to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ZombiePandaStudios. You can go to our YouTube channel, which is Zombie Panda Studios. If you're feeling extra generous, you can go give to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/ZombiePandaStudios. We have multiple different things there. I, for one, do a lot of coaching. Kimbrell has been doing some different stuff with Old School Cool. So there's a lot of different things that you can look up on there. I know people have been interested in having me coach more, and I've been getting better and better, and I will always continue to get better because it is my favorite thing to do. I have grown to love it more than actually playing DotA. So I will work hard for you, and I would really appreciate the business if you were looking to get better at DotA.
Sell yourself, Flubb. Do it.
Sell myself so good.
I'm going to sell myself real quick. The Old School Cool thing I've talked about before. I have a lot of just videos just kind of hanging out, waiting to be uploaded. I'm not sure how interested people are on that. If you are interested, let me know. I can start uploading videos for sure. Also, I'm interested in, I know I'm not a Divine 4, but I'm interested in just helping with drafts. If you need somebody to help you, say you're in a tournament, you're in 82L, and you want to just learn, you want some help, some creativity, you need, like, you're feeling a little stale or something like that, definitely hit me up. I don't mind helping anybody with any drafts or anything like that, coming up with some ideas. Kind of a little brag, I feel like I draft team fights pretty well. If that's something you're looking for, just like a simple, easy to execute type of lineup, I feel like I can help you out there, especially for like lower skill teams. I'm more than happy to help out. So just wanted to throw that out there as well. Selling myself like Flubb sold himself.
Exactly. But honestly, I think Kimbrell does have a point. He does do a very good job at team fight drafts, and not only that, if you're looking to be if you're a new captain and you're like, not that if you're like new at drafting or a new team or anything, but if you are if you're new playing together, Kimbrell's drafts more often than not are the ones that you want to start with. I can offer my advice and I can give you a lot of different tips and things like that, but a lot of my techniques are trying to take the game and try to flip it on its head, and you don't necessarily want to do that when you're starting out with your team. A lot of times you cause confusion within the ranks, and it can become a lot of problems. So, not that I'm bad, and I can offer you a similar idea, but Kimbrell is very good at it, and he's very natural at it. So, if you ever want to get stuff from him, I would highly suggest going to him as well. You can follow both of us. You can follow me at FlubbDota, and you can always message me there. I'll follow you back if you message me about it, and we can talk about stuff in person. Or you can follow Kimbrell, and he'll message you back the same way at ZPS Kimbrell. Or you can follow the show at ZPanda Studios. If you want to, you can listen to our podcast instead of our VOD, and you can find that on our SoundCloud or on our RSS feed.
Wait.
What's
How
up?
was your Fruity Pebble beer?
Oh shoot, we forgot about the beers. Oh my god. And like everyone okay. Alright, taking a step back. Fruity Pebble beer is freaking delicious. So it doesn't taste like Fruity Pebbles at all. It says Saturday morning cartoon because it's a milk stout. But it's like, you know how milk stouts are kind of bland. I find
I guess so, yeah.
this is like drinking a dark beer. Like, look at the color here. I'm gonna put it up in the camera. It's like drinking a like dark beer. Kind of reminds me of not necessarily Guinness, but one of the darker beers you would get at like your local brew, and so it has that punch to it. But then at the end, it's that milk stout, which like I thought I wouldn't like, but I love. It's like a big pack punch, but then it's like a cool beer afterwards. It doesn't have a lot of flavor at the end, but it's almost better that way. It's like one of the best starter beer dark beers I could ever drink because it's not a lot at the end. I don't know. There's that like taste you get sometimes where I don't really want, where it's kind of like I always say like in my jowls, or it's like in like the bottom parts of your teeth where it like that sour taste, and I don't have that sour taste at the end, I guess, where with other beers that you would have because it's got that milky stout part at the end.
I would call it like a metallic-y. I don't know if you get the same thing, but it's kind of a metallic-y taste sometimes with darker beers.
Yep.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5.
It's awesome, man.
Actually, I'm gonna give it a 4.5. 4.5. This is freaking amazing. And it won me over with its like awesome marketing techniques.
Right, the name and the thing. Sweet, man. Mine's still good as usual. Like last time, I had this one, so I'll be drinking the rest of the beers. I might stream. Megan's going out with a friend or two, and so I might just grab all the beers and bring them in here and start streaming. Probably 8 o'clock Eastern, I think, 8 or 9. That's if you have no plans on streaming.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah, gonna do that. Might be some PUBG, might be a DotA, might be a little bit of both. Who knows? So, but anyway, all right. Now we can sign out. We've already said all of our Twitter stuff. Let's talk about. I don't know what you're talking about. Patreon? Were you on Patreon yet? Oh, okay.
Last but not least, our Patreons. I want to give a special thanks to all of our Patreons this month: Tim Kinisky, Ryane Ebel, Justin Mcguire, Andrew Jacoboski, Brandon Henderson, Sonny, Dylan, and Jennifer Poquette. Thank you all for giving of this month. We really appreciate it. You guys keep our lights on. So, well, you keep my lights on. I don't know about Kimbrell. He makes the big bucks, but anyway. Thanks for sitting down and having a brew with us today. We had a lot of fun, and I hope to catch you guys next week for a brand new Brewmaster's Draft at 5:30 Eastern. All right, guys. We'll catch you later.
Bye, everyone.